Hello and welcome back to Talk English Now. I'm Sarah, and today we're going to talk about the words that can truly show how strong your English really is. I'll take you through a journey of 80 special words. Words that begin very simple but grow more advanced as we move forward. And if you can understand and use them, it means your English is truly excellent. Let's start at the very beginning with the kind of words that every learner needs in their foundation. These are the words you might already know, but they matter more than you think, because the way you use them shows fluency, not just vocabulary size. Think about words like I, you, we, this, and that. They seem small, but they carry the weight of almost every conversation. When you say, I need help, or you are kind, you are already building a full idea with just a few essential pieces. Another group of important beginner words are the action words that make life move. Words like go, come, eat, drink, and see. Without them, it would be impossible to talk about daily life. Imagine how often you say, I go to work, I eat breakfast, I see my friend. These words are not advanced, but they are powerful, because they are the bricks that form your English sentences. Let's practice together. Repeat after me slowly. I go to school. You eat dinner. We see the sun. Each short line is training your mouth, your ears, and your brain to think in English. When you repeat these sentences, you are not just memorizing words, you are creating fluency through rhythm. Now, let's add a few describing words, simple adjectives like big, small, good, bad, happy, and sad. These words allow you to color your world with emotion and size. Instead of just saying, I have a dog, you can say, I have a big dog. Instead of, the food is nice, you can say, the food is good and I am happy. It might feel simple, but every small adjective you use makes your English sound more natural and alive. I want you to practice with me right now. Say after me, this is a big book. That is a small house. I am happy today. He feels sad. Notice how these tiny words add richness and clarity. So far, you might be thinking, these are just beginner words. But remember, the secret to excellent English is not only knowing long, difficult words, it's using the simple ones smoothly and with confidence. The way a learner uses go and come tells me more about their fluency than if they know a complicated word like photosynthesis. Everyday words are your gold. Now let's step a little higher. Beyond simple nouns and verbs, you need connectors, words that join your thoughts together, words like and, but, because, and so. Without these connectors, your speech sounds broken, but with them, you can flow. For example, instead of saying, I like tea, I like coffee, you can say, I like tea and coffee. Instead of, I want to go, I am tired, you can say, I want to go, but I am tired. These connectors are like bridges across a river. They carry your sentences smoothly from one side to the other. Try with me now. I like apples and bananas. She is tired, but she is happy. I stay home because it is raining. He is late, so we will wait. Every time you practice these, you make your English sound natural, like water flowing in a stream. Let's also touch some common question words, because questions are the heart of conversation. Words like who, what, where, when, why, and how. With these 6 little keys, you can open any door in English conversation. Who are you? What is this? Where is the bus stop? When is your birthday? Why are you sad? How are you today? Repeat after me slowly. Who is she? What is that? Where are we? When is the party? Why is he late? How do you feel? These questions are simple, but they are alive. They invite answers. They invite connection. And every time you use them, you practice real conversation skills. So far, we've built a foundation with personal words, action words, describing words, connectors, and question words. This is the first stage of the 80 words, and when you master them, your English doesn't just work, it shines. But let's keep going. Let's step into words that move beyond survival, English into comfortable conversation. For example, words like always, never, sometimes, often, and usually. These are adverbs of frequency, and they help you talk about habits. If you say, I eat rice, people know one thing. But if you say, I usually eat rice, they understand your lifestyle more clearly. If you say, I never drink coffee, that tells a strong story about who you are. Let's practice together. I always wake up early. She never eats meat. They sometimes play football. We often watch TV. He usually goes to school by bus. Notice how each sentence now feels more alive. These small adverbs give time and rhythm to your English, making it sound natural. Another important family of words are those that show possibility and ability. Words like can, could, will, would, may, and might. These are called modal verbs, and they are like tools in your pocket to shape meaning. I can swim shows ability. I could swim when I was younger shows past possibility. I will go tomorrow shows future certainty. I would help if I had time shows conditional kindness. It may rain or it might rain shows possibility. Let's try slowly together. I can dance. She could sing well. We will travel soon. They would like some tea. It may snow. He might be late. Every time you say these, you are practicing flexibility in English, the kind of flexibility that marks excellent fluency. Now, let's imagine a short dialogue. I'll say it slowly, and you can repeat each line. Hello, how are you? I am fine, thank you. And you? I am happy today because the sun is shining. That's good. I usually feel happy when it is sunny, too. Will you come to the park? Yes, I will, but I might be a little late. Did you notice? In just this tiny conversation, we used many of the key words. How, because, usually, will, and might. Simple, but powerful. And this is the beauty of English. If you know these 80 essential words and use them smoothly, you can have conversations that feel natural and strong. Even without complex vocabulary, your English can shine with clarity and confidence. For now, take a deep breath. You've already started with a strong foundation of beginner words that build up your English like the first steps of a staircase. Next, we'll climb higher into the world of intermediate words that add richness, detail, and variety to your sentences. Now that you feel steady with beginner words, let's step forward into words that make your English sound fuller and more interesting. These are not complicated words, but they give your sentences more flavor, more color, and more flexibility. Think of them as the spices in your cooking. Without them, your sentences may be correct, but they lack depth. W's. At them, everything becomes richer. Let's start with words that describe time and order, because these are essential for telling stories and explaining experiences. Words like before, after, later, soon, already, and yet. With these, you can move your listener through time. Instead of just saying, I eat breakfast, you can say, I eat breakfast before I go to work. Instead of, I will call you, you can say, I will call you later. Instead of, I didn't finish, you can say, I didn't finish yet. Notice how a simple time word adds so much meaning. Try repeating these with me slowly. I washed my hands before dinner. She went home after school. I will visit you soon. He has already left. We haven't started yet. Each one of these gives your listener a clearer picture of when something happens, and this is a big step toward excellent English. Next, let's add some words of comparison. Words like more, less, better, worse, bigger, smaller, faster, and slower. These comparison words are useful in almost every conversation. When you say, this book is better than that one, you are not only describing, you are also showing preference. When you say, my car is faster, you add excitement. When you say, this road is longer, you guide someone more clearly. Practice with me. This movie is better than the other one. My house is bigger than his house. Today is colder than yesterday. Her bag is more beautiful than mine. This road is less crowded than that road. These words are powerful because they allow you to connect two things and show differences. And this skill is central to fluent communication. Now, let's move into another family, words that express feelings and opinions. You already know happy and sad, but let's go further with words like excited, angry, worried, proud, confused, and surprised. These words let you express your inner world more deeply. If you only say, I am happy, people understand the surface. But if you say, I am excited, or I am worried, they feel more connected to your real emotions. Let's practice together. I am excited about the trip. She is angry with her friend. They are worried about the exam. He feels proud of his work. I am confused about the question. We were surprised by the news. These emotion words give life to your English, and make your conversations more human. Now, imagine you are telling a story. How do you connect one part to the next? This is where transition words help you. Words like first, next, then, finally, and at last. These are like road signs that help your listener follow your story. For example, first, I woke up early. Next, I brushed my teeth. Then, I had breakfast. Finally, I went to work. This makes your story easy to follow, and the listener stays with you step by step. Let's practice now. First, I will explain the idea. Next, we will look at examples. Then, you will practice with me. Finally, you will understand clearly. Another important family are the words of quantity and amount, words like many, much, few, little, some, and any. These words help you describe how much of something you are talking about. If you say, I have water, that's fine. But if you say, I have little water, or I have much water, your meaning changes. Let's practice together. There are many people in the park. I don't have much time. We saw a few birds in the tree. There is little sugar left. She has some friends in London. Do you have any questions? These quantity words make your English more accurate and natural. Now let's step into a small but very useful group, politeness words. Words like please, thank you, sorry, and excuse me. These words are more than polite. They are cultural keys. If you use them naturally, people feel your English is not only correct, but also respectful and friendly. Say them with me slowly. Please give me some water. Thank you for your help. I'm sorry for being late. Excuse me, where is the station? Practice them again and again because they are among the most powerful words you can ever use. Now let's take these intermediate words and build a short dialogue. Repeat after me. Excuse me, do you have any books? Yes, I have some books. Which one is better, this one or that one? This one is better and it has more pages. Thank you. I am excited to read it. You're welcome. Please come again. Do you notice how natural this feels? We are no longer speaking only in survival English. We are adding details, emotions, comparisons, and politeness. And this is exactly the kind of English that makes you sound excellent. Before we continue to even stronger words, let me pause here and remind you gently. If you're enjoying this lesson, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel for more daily English practice. Your support helps us bring you more lessons every day, and it keeps you connected to constant practice, which is the true secret of fluency. Now, let's add another layer. Intermediate connectors and expressions that make you sound more advanced in conversation. Words and phrases like, in fact, for example, on the other hand, as well, and in the end. These are small, but they give your English a professional and natural flow. Practice with me. I like tea. In fact, I drink it every day. We visited 3 countries, for example, France, Italy, and Spain. She is quiet. Oh, on the other hand, her brother is very loud. I study English and French as well. We worked hard, and in the end, we succeeded. These phrases are beautiful because they show connection, contrast, and clarity. And when you use them, your English feels smooth, confident, and advanced. Let's also expand into words that describe possibility and necessity. You already know can and might, but now add must, should, and have to. These words give strength to your sentences. You must wear a seatbelt. We should eat healthy food. I have to finish my homework. They guide behavior and express obligation, which is essential in real-life communication. Practice with me slowly. I must go now. You should study every day. We have to work tomorrow. She must be tired after the trip. They should not be late. Each time you practice, you are training yourself to express stronger ideas with clarity. Now, let's combine some of these words into a short scene. First, we should prepare the food. Next, we must set the table. Then we can invite the guests. In the end, everyone will enjoy the meal. See how simple yet smooth this sounds? You are practicing rhythm, order, and expression. So now, you have built a strong bridge from beginner English to intermediate fluency. You are learning to use time words, comparison words, emotion words, politeness words, connectors, and obligation words. Each one of these takes your English further up the ladder toward excellence. But we are not finished. The next step is advanced vocabulary, words that carry nuance, precision, and elegance. These are the words that truly mark your English as excellent, and I can't wait to guide you into them. Now that you're confident with intermediate vocabulary, it's time to explore advanced words. These words are not only useful, they are also elegant. They help you express ideas more clearly, more persuasively, and with more variety. And remember, advanced doesn't always mean complicated. It means you can choose the right word at the right moment. Let's begin with words that describe degrees of intensity. Instead of only saying very good or very bad, you can choose words like excellent, wonderful, terrible, and awful. These words are stronger, sharper, and more impactful. For example, the food was very good is fine, but the food was excellent is richer. The movie was very bad is okay, but the movie was awful communicates your feelings more powerfully. Let's practice together slowly. The view is excellent. She gave a wonderful speech. It was a terrible storm. The service was awful. Notice how each of these paints a clearer picture than just saying very. Another group of advanced words are synonyms for happy and sad. You already know excited and worried, but let's step further. Words like delighted, thrilled, content, miserable, heartbroken, and frustrated. If you say, I am happy, people understand. But if you say, I am delighted, or I am thrilled, your listener feels the joy more deeply. If you say, I am sad, it's simple. But if you say, I am miserable, or I am heartbroken, the emotion becomes vivid and real. Repeat after me. I was delighted to meet her. He felt thrilled about the news. She is content with her life. They were miserable after the loss. He is heartbroken over the breakup. I feel frustrated with this problem. These words give emotional power to your English, helping you connect with people more deeply. Now let's move to describing change and development. Instead of always saying make better or get worse, try words like improve, enhance, develop, decline, reduce, and increase. For example, instead of my English is getting better, say my English is improving. Instead of the city is getting bigger, say the city is developing. Instead of the prices are going up, say the prices are increasing. Practice with me. I want to improve my skills. She is enhancing her knowledge. The company is developing quickly. Sales declined last year. We need to reduce waste. The population is increasing. These words give your English a professional tone and show precision. Another advanced family of words are those that express certainty and doubt. Words like definitely, certainly, probably, possibly, and perhaps. If you say, it will rain, that's basic. But if you say, it will probably rain, or it will definitely rain, you are adding a layer of meaning. Say these with me slowly. I will definitely call you tomorrow. She will certainly pass the test. They will probably arrive late. It is possibly the best choice. Perhaps we should try again. Each word adds tone and subtlety, and this subtlety is exactly what makes English excellent. Let's also explore advanced connectors and linking words. Instead of always using and or but, try although, however, nevertheless, therefore, and moreover. These are common in both spoken and written English, and they make your sentences flow smoothly. Practice now. Although it was raining, we went out. I like tea. However, I prefer coffee. The road was difficult. Nevertheless, we continued. It was late, therefore we stayed home. The food was delicious. Moreover, the service was excellent. Can you feel the difference? These connectors make your English more logical, persuasive, and advanced. Now, let's bring in words that show cause and effect. Instead of only saying because, you can also say since, as, due to, and as a result. For example, I stayed home because it was raining can become I stayed home since it was raining, or I stayed home due to the rain, and I was tired because I worked late can become I was tired as I worked late. Repeat these sentences with me. Since it was cold, we wore jackets. As it was dark, we used a flashlight. The flight was delayed due to the storm. He failed the exam. As a result, he studied harder. These words make your explanations sound clearer and more professional. Now imagine a short dialogue using some of these advanced words. Although it was late, we decided to go. Yes, but the weather was terrible. True. Nevertheless, I was delighted to see everyone. I agree, the party was wonderful. And as a result, I felt thrilled the whole weekend. Do you hear the flow? This is advanced English in action. You are not only speaking, you are shaping meaning with precision and elegance. Let's take another important group. Words that describe possibility in the future. Words like likely, unlikely, inevitable, and uncertain. Instead of just saying, "it will happen," you can say, "it is likely to happen." Instead of, "maybe it won't happen," you can say, "it is unlikely." Instead of, "it must happen," you can say, "it is inevitable." And when you are not sure, the future is uncertain. Practice wit. Me. It is likely to rain tomorrow. She is unlikely to agree. Change is inevitable. The result is uncertain. These words give your English more power and depth. Let's also add a touch of sophistication with vocabulary for agreement and disagreement. Words like absolutely, exactly, indeed, on the contrary, and I doubt it. If someone says, "This film is good," you can respond, "Absolutely, I loved it." If they say, "This is difficult," you can say, "Exactly, I had the same problem." If they share an idea, you can say, "Indeed, that is true." And if you disagree politely, "On the contrary, I think it's simple." Or, "I doubt it will work. Practice with me." Absolutely, I agree. Exactly, that's correct. Indeed, you are right. On the contrary, I see it differently. I doubt he will come. These phrases help you take part in deeper conversations with confidence. Now let's imagine a real-life situation, like a business meeting or a serious discussion. I believe the project will succeed. Absolutely, I agree with you. Indeed, we have seen good progress. But on the contrary, some parts are still uncertain. That's true. Nevertheless, we should continue. This is how advanced words make your speech feel polished and professional. So now, you've learned that advanced vocabulary is not about long, difficult words nobody uses. It's about the right words, words that add power, subtlety, emotion, and connection. When you say excellent instead of very good, or thrilled instead of happy, or nevertheless instead of but, you show the listener that your English is flexible, expressive, and strong. In the next stage, we'll step even higher, into more advanced vocabulary, the kind that shows mastery, words that are often used by native speakers in academic, professional, or high-level conversations. These are the words that will make your English sound not just good, but truly excellent. Now we are moving into even more advanced territory. These are the words that bring depth and sophistication to your English. They are the words that let you join discussions at higher levels, academic talks, professional meetings, or even deep personal conversations where precision matters. Let's begin with words that show contrast and balance in thought. You already know although and however, but let's expand into whereas, nonetheless, conversely, and in spite of. These words make your speech sound analytical and nuanced. For example, instead of just saying, "He is tall, but his brother is short," you could say, "He is tall, whereas his brother is short." Instead of, "It was difficult, but we tried," you can say, "It was difficult. Nonetheless, we tried." Practice with me slowly. Whereas I enjoy tea, my friend prefers coffee. It rained heavily. Nonetheless, the match continued. Conversely, some people like change, while others fear it. In spite of the cold weather, we went hiking. Each of these feels polished, and using them shows that your English has matured into advanced fluency. Next, let's move into words that show evaluation and judgment. Words like significant, relevant, appropriate, effective, ineffective, and efficient. These are especially useful in academic or professional English. Instead of saying, "This is important," you can say, "This is significant." Instead of, "This is good for the topic," say, "This is relevant to the topic." Instead of, "This is good," you can say, "This is effective." Try repeating, "This is a significant improvement. That detail is relevant to our discussion. Her answer was appropriate for the situation. The new method is very effective. The old system was ineffective. The process is efficient and fast." These words help you move from casual English to confident, professional communication. Now let's enrich your ability to show cause and consequence with even higher level phrases. Instead of just because, try owing to, on account of, therefore, consequently, and hence. For example, instead of "the game was cancelled because of rain," you could say, "The game was cancelled owing to rain." Instead of "he was tired, so he left," you could say, "He was tired, consequently he left." Practice with me. Owing to his illness, he stayed home. On account of the heavy traffic, we were late. She studied hard, therefore she succeeded. He didn't listen, consequently he made a mistake. The road was closed, hence we took another way. Do you feel the difference? Each one adds precision and elegance to your sentences. Now, let's dive into words that describe complex emotions and states of mind. Words like anxious, overwhelmed, relieved, grateful, determined, and hesitant. These allow you to capture subtle shades of feeling that basic words cannot. Say them with me slowly. I feel anxious before exams. She was overwhelmed by the news. He felt relieved after finishing the project. I am grateful for your support. They are determined to succeed. She is hesitant to speak in public. Each of these is an advanced tool for expressing inner life with precision. Now imagine you are telling a story about yourself with these words. I was anxious before the meeting, but afterward, I felt relieved. Yes, I was grateful to my friends who helped me prepare. And now, I am determined. I'd to improve more. See how these words add texture to your story? Instead of sounding flat, your English becomes layered and expressive. Let's also work on advanced vocabulary for describing ideas, words like concept, perspective, assumption, hypothesis, theory, and principle. These words are essential in both academic discussions and everyday deep conversations. For example, instead of saying, "That is an idea," you can say, "That is an interesting concept." Instead of, "I think this is true," you can say, "That is my assumption." Instead of, "This is how it works," you can say, "This is the principle. Practice with me now." The concept of freedom is important. From my perspective, the plan will work. That is only an assumption, not a fact. We tested the hypothesis in the lab. The theory explains how it happens. The principle is simple but powerful. These words show that you can discuss not only daily life, but also abstract and intellectual ideas. Now let's add vocabulary that expresses degrees of certainty and formality in speaking. Words like presume, assume, suppose, predict, and anticipate. These go beyond "I think." They make your English more varied and precise. Repeat after me. I presume he will arrive soon. We assume the results will be positive. I suppose you are right. They predict the economy will grow. We anticipate a busy season. These words elevate your speech, especially when you want to sound thoughtful and careful. Another set of powerful words are those that show contrast between reality and possibility. Words like hypothetical, ideal, realistic, and practical. Instead of saying, "It's not real," you can say, "That is only hypothetical." Instead of, "It's a good plan," you can say, "That is the ideal plan. Practice with me. This is only a hypothetical situation." The ideal solution is clear. We must be realistic about the problem. She offered a practical answer. When you use these, you show that your English is capable of handling abstract ideas as well as daily ones. Now let's take a short advanced dialogue to practice. What is your perspective on the project? I presume it will succeed, but that is only an assumption. Yes, ideally it will be perfect, but realistically there may be problems. True. Nevertheless, we are determined to try. This kind of conversation shows mastery. You are not only using words, you are guiding thoughts, ideas, and emotions with accuracy. Before we close this part, let's touch one more family of advanced words, those that emphasize importance. Words like crucial, vital, essential, fundamental, and indispensable. Instead of just saying, "This is very important," you can say, "This is crucial." Instead of, "We need this," you can say, "This is indispensable." Say them with me. It is crucial to practice every day. Sleep is vital for health. This point is essential for success. Freedom is a fundamental right. Good teachers are indispensable. Each word carries more power than important, and that's the kind of strength advanced English brings to your speech. So now you see how far we've climbed. From basic words like go and come, we've now reached sophisticated connectors, abstract nouns, emotional adjectives, and strong emphasis words. Your English is no longer just correct. It is becoming elegant, flexible, and impressive. And we are still not done. In the next section, we will move into the most advanced stage, rare but useful words and expressions that native speakers often use in academic or professional life, and also in more thoughtful, everyday conversations. These will be the final touch that shows your English is truly excellent. Now we have reached the final climb of this journey, the stage where English feels powerful, expressive, and complete. These are the words that transform you from a learner into a communicator who can handle any situation, academic debate, professional meeting, or deep personal discussion. Let's begin with words that show subtle agreement and polite disagreement in intellectual settings. Words like undoubtedly, arguably, nevertheless, notwithstanding, and in essence. Instead of just saying yes, you can say undoubtedly, that is true. Instead of maybe, you can say arguably, it could be seen this way. Instead of but, you can say nevertheless, we must continue. And in essence helps you summarize, as in essence, this means practice leads to success. Practice with me slowly. Undoubtedly, practice improves fluency. Arguably, this method is the best one. The task was hard, nevertheless, we finished. Notwithstanding the delay, the project succeeded. In essence, English is a tool for connection. These phrases give you the confidence to sound persuasive and professional. Next, let's move to vocabulary for abstract and critical thinking. Words like analysis, evaluation, interpretation, implication, conclusion, and justification. Instead of I think, you can say my analysis shows this result. Instead of this is good, you can say the evaluation was positive. Instead of it means this, you can say the implication is clear. Say these with me. The analysis was detailed. The evaluation is complete. Her interpretation of the poem is interesting. The implication is that we must act soon. The conclusion is strong. He gave justification for his decision. Notice how these words help you speak with authority, especially in formal conversations. Now let's add words that describe complex human behavior. Words like ambitious, cautious, resilient, independent, adaptable, and persistent. Instead of only saying he works hard, you can say he is ambitious and persistent. Instead of she is careful, you can say she is cautious. Instead of he keeps trying, you can say he is resilient. Practice with me. She is ambitious in her career. He is cautious when making decisions. They are resilient after challenges. She is independent and confident. He is adaptable to new situations. They are persistent in their goals. These advanced character words allow you to describe people with depth and precision. Another powerful set are words used to compare ideas in formal speech. Words like similarly, likewise, contrarily, alternatively, and whereby. For example, I like music. Similarly, I enjoy art. Or, she studies hard. Likewise, her brother works hard. Or, we could take this road. Alternatively, we could choose another path. Say them with me. Similarly, practice helps in both speaking and listening. Likewise, effort leads to success. Contrarily, some people dislike the method. Alternatively, we can try another approach. This is the rule whereby we decide. Each phrase makes you sound thoughtful and precise, the mark of advanced English. Now let's expand into words that show uncertainty and careful thought. Words like tentative, provisional, ambiguous, paradox, and dilemma. Instead of not sure, you can say the answer is tentative. Instead of temporary, you can say this is a provisional plan. Instead of not clear, you can say the meaning is ambiguous. Instead of a strange problem, you can say it is a paradox. Instead of a hard choice, you can say it is a dilemma. Practice with me slowly. This is only a tentative idea. The agreement is provisional for now. The message is ambiguous. This situation is a paradox. She faced a dilemma between work and family. These are advanced because they let you describe subtle situations where meaning is not black and white. Now imagine a discussion. What is your interpretation of the result? It is tentative. The conclusion is not final. Yes, the message is ambiguous. True. Nevertheless, the implication is important. Indeed, it's a dilemma we must resolve. See how natural this sounds when using advanced words? It shows confidence, clarity, and nuance. Let's also work on advanced vocabulary that emphasizes persuasion. Words like compelling, convincing, credible, valid, and sound. Instead of saying, this is good, you can say, this is a compelling argument. Instead of, this is right, you can say, this is a valid point. Say them after me. Her story was compelling. He gave a convincing speech. The source is credible. This is a valid reason. The plan is sound and practical. Using these words makes your English powerful when you want to influence or explain clearly. Now, let's touch vocabulary for growth and transformation. Words like evolution, innovation, reform, transition, and transformation. These are essential in both academic and everyday English when describing change on a bigger scale. Practice with me. The company is going through an evolution. Innovation drives progress. The government introduced reform. The country is in transition. The idea led to transformation. These are advanced words because they allow you to talk about big changes in life and society. Let's bring in one more group. Words that make your speech persuasive in debates or presentations. Words like undeniable, irrefutable, notable, remarkable, and exceptional. Instead of very good, you can say, her progress is exceptional. Instead of important, you can say, this result is remarkable. Say these with me. The evidence is undeniable. The facts are irrefutable. It is a notable achievement. She made remarkable progress. His work is exceptional. Do you notice how strong and confident these words sound? This is the level of vocabulary that impresses listeners. Now let's put some of these into a short dialogue. The transformation was remarkable. Yes, the innovation was exceptional. The evidence is undeniable, and the conclusion is sound. Indeed, the implications are compelling. This is how high-level English works. Not with long, strange words, but with precise, powerful ones that carry weight. So, as we finish this stage, think about the journey you've taken, from the simplest words like go and come, to advanced connectors like nevertheless, to intellectual vocabulary like tentative, paradox, and compelling. Each step has raised your English higher, and in our last stage, I will tie it all together with encouragement, practice advice, and a warm closing message for you. Because learning these 80 words is not just about vocabulary, it's about building confidence, fluency, and a voice that can shine in English anywhere you go. Now we arrive at the final stage of this journey together. You've walked with me from the most basic words of English all the way to rare, advanced, and nuanced vocabulary. And now it's time to bring it all together so you can feel confident that if you know and can use these 80 essential words, your English is truly excellent. Let's begin this last part by combining advanced connectors, emotion words, and intellectual vocabulary in longer practice sentences. For example, although the situation seemed difficult, she remained resilient and determined, and consequently, she achieved a remarkable transformation. Notice how this one sentence carries connectors like although and consequently, emotional words like resilient and determined, and high-level results like remarkable transformation. Try repeating this slowly with me. Although the situation seemed difficult, she remained resilient and determined, and consequently, she achieved a remarkable transformation. Practicing sentences like this is how you strengthen your fluency by blending advanced words naturally into your rhythm. Now let's look at another practice sentence. The hypothesis was tentative, the evidence ambiguous, and yet the conclusion undeniable, leading to an exceptional reform in the system. This sentence uses advanced academic words, hypothesis, tentative, ambiguous, conclusion, undeniable, and reform. By practicing lines like this, you train yourself to think in structured, advanced English. Repeat after me slowly. The hypothesis was tentative, the evidence ambiguous, and yet the conclusion undeniable, leading to an exceptional reform in the system. Take your time. Let the words sit on your tongue and in your mind. Now, let's imagine how you can use these words in your own real life. Imagine you're in a meeting and someone asks for your opinion. Instead of saying, "I think it's good," you could say, "In essence, the plan is sound and compelling, and it has undeniable potential for transformation." Doesn't that sound confident and professional? Or imagine a friend asks how you're feeling after a challenge. Instead of saying, "I'm fine," you could say, "I feel relieved and grateful, though I was anxious at first. Nevertheless, the experience made me more resilient." This not only sounds advanced, it sounds human, expressive, and deeply connected. Let's practice one more dialogue together using a variety of advanced words. What is your analysis of the project? My evaluation is that it was significant and effective. But there were ambiguous parts, don't you think? Yes, I agree. Nevertheless, the implications are positive. In essence, the outcome is remarkable, and the transformation is undeniable. This dialogue shows you how natural advanced vocabulary can be when you weave it into everyday situations. And here is something very important. Do not be afraid of advanced words. They are not meant to make you sound robotic or artificial. They are tools like brushes for an artist. You do not use every brush in every painting, but when you need detail, when you need strength, when you need elegance, you choose the right brush. In the same way, you now have words like nonetheless, ambiguous, exceptional, and compelling in your toolkit. And when the time comes, you can use them naturally. Remember, too, that excellence in English is not only about knowing words, it is about rhythm, tone, and confidence. You have practiced with me using ellipses and pauses. This rhythm makes your English sound alive, not mechanical, and that is the true sign of fluency. So, if you have followed along, repeating and practicing, you now know 80 essential words and phrases that can lift your English from beginner to excellent. You know the foundation words: go, come, eat, happy, sad. You know the intermediate words: before, after, usually, should, excited, confused. You know the advanced words: nevertheless, compelling, resilient, tentative, remarkable. And you know the most advanced, nuanced vocabulary: in essence, undeniable, ambiguous, transformation, exceptional. And here's the secret. You don't need thousands of complicated words to sound excellent in English. You need a strong set of essential words that you can use with confidence, fluency, and flexibility. That's exactly what we've built together in this lesson. Now, let me leave you with a little encouragement. If you feel that learning English sometimes feels slow, remember, language is not a race, it is a journey. Every word you practice is a step forward. Every phrase you repeat makes your English stronger. Every conversation you try builds resilience and confidence inside you. You might feel anxious at times or hesitant, but that is natural. The key is persistence. Keep practicing, keep repeating, keep listening and speaking. And very soon, the words we practice today will not feel like study. They will feel like part of your natural speech. I want you to know that you are capable of excellence. You have already proven it by joining me in this long lesson, staying with me through every word, and practicing with focus and dedication. This is exactly what ambitious and determined learners do. And because you are here, I know you are on the path to fluency. So take these 80 words with you, review them, practice them, and most importantly, use them in real life. Speak them with friends, write them in your notes, say them to yourself as you walk, and bring them alive in your conversations. Because the more you use them, the more natural they will become. And now, as we close, let me say thank you. Thank you for spending this time with me, for trusting me to guide you, and for giving yourself the gift of practice. I am truly grateful for your effort and your presence here. Keep moving forward, keep practicing, and never give up on your English journey. You are stronger than you think, and your English is already more excellent than you believe. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell icon so you don't miss future lessons. Together, we will keep building your fluency step by step. And always remember, your English is not just words, it is your voice, your story, and your bridge to the world. Keep speaking, keep shining, and keep believing in yourself.